I have a theory. Have you ever been watching a podcast and it was full of a panel of male-hating females? If you watch long enough, you'll start noticing patterns emerging. Now, there are several different things that start happening on podcasts that are full of male-hating females. But one thing that I've noticed, and again, this has been built up over a half a century, is that there are two specific words that these male-hating females those words just terrify them. I've noticed this on multiple podcasts. Do you have any idea what those two words are? You're right. No, think about it. How many times has any female been on a podcast, specifically these modern females, and you heard them say, "You're right," to a male? No, literally, just sit and think about it. We're not talking about women. We're not talking about traditional or modern women. Those are the good ones. We're talking about these male-hating females, these modern females. How many times have you heard that? It almost never happens. The thing is, I always talk about how I deal with nuance, because that's not something to which people pay as much attention as they should. Think about why it is that you almost never hear them say, "You're right." The answer is kind of simple, but it's something to which most people don't pay attention. It's because they cannot be on the side of wrong. Now, I know that sounds really simple, but I need you to understand the magnitude of it. Whenever you hear modern females talking, you will notice that every time they get into some debate, they have to either end the debate with them being even or them being ahead. Them being even or them coming out on top. They can never be the one that ends up coming out on the bottom and having to say, "You're right." This is why they'll find a way to get out of everything by doing what? The thing I've spoken about before, which is using amorphous language shifting. This is why they use words like vibe and say things like, "Well, people be moving mad," whatever that means. Because what it does is it gives them an opportunity to choose whatever definition of the word that they said at any time, just to be right. So in other words, these modern females always make it to where they can never, ever be the culprit. They always have to be the victim. They can never, ever be the villain. They always have to be the hero. And it can never, ever be them who was the cause of something. It always has to be them having the effect put on them, because they just cannot and will not accept that they are incorrect. Because if they do, they have to say to the males that they hate these two terrifying words: "You're right."